So our annual meeting is coming up October 21st. It's going to be from 10 o'clock in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We have 2 rounds of breakout sessions. They start at 10 o'clock. Second round will be at 11 o'clock, then lunch. And our main speaker is Dr. Steve Byers for our main session. But what we wanted to do for our breakouts was to really lean on the experience, the expertise, the wisdom of the pastors in our network. So all of our breakouts are being led by either pastors or elders that are in our network of churches. And so today on this call, I have Jeff DePue with us. So Jeff, just tell us a little bit about yourself real quick, well, where you're at, what church you're with, and then I'll talk to you about your specific breakout.
Yeah, I'm at Redeemer Baptist Church in Bryan, actually, kind of on the border between Bryan and College Station. I've been there for a couple of years now as a full-time lead pastor, teaching pastor. Before that, I was at Emmanuel for a number of years, 5 or 6 years at Emmanuel as the college pastor, and that was also in Bryan.
Yeah. And so this particular breakout is entitled Pastoral Perspectives on Partnership. Obviously, we believe in partnership here in our network, but maybe that title doesn't tell us everything about what this breakout is going to be. So can you kind of, for our people that are interested, tell us what this breakout is going to be? Because it's not just going to be you there leading this breakout.
Yeah, it's going to be me and Tom Baber, who's the current pastor of Emmanuel Baptist Church, and Ramiro Castillo, who was the pastor of Southern Oaks Baptist Church, and then he stayed on with us, and he's another pastor with me at Redeemer Baptist Church now.
Yeah.
This is the point of the panel is to kind of trace that journey that we went through on revitalizing Redeemer Baptist Church and what that looked like, but especially from a pastoral perspective. What was it like for the hearts of the people? What was it like in our own hearts? What were the difficulties that we anticipated? What were the difficulties that we didn't anticipate? All of those kinds of things.
Right. And I love the fact that you are coming at this from a pastoral perspective, because sometimes when we think about church revitalization or church health, we just think about the mechanics of it all and what we need to do to try to get this working correctly or this operating functionally. But in reality, it is about people. It's about shepherding people. So tell me, you guys did take Southern Oaks, revitalized it, renamed it as Redeemer. So tell me some of the pastoral lessons that perhaps you learned through this process.
I'd say first is just the assumption that things are going to be messy. You have as many people are involved. You probably have almost that many different perspectives about what the church should look like and the way things should go, the way things should be run. And you have that really, if you're partnering together, you have that really from both sides. When we hear about churches partnering together, it sounds like such a wonderful thing. It sounds like something we want to be a part of. And then whenever you get into it, you realize there's a lot of opportunities for hurt feelings, for seeing past one another, offending one another. And so we learned early on that we just have to be over clear in our communication. We have to have the documents ready so that we can go back to something that we agreed upon in writing. We just want to over communicate, over clarify, so that along the process, nobody's left in the dark or something unsaid or anything like that.
Right. There's a lot there that we can learn in denominational life about being clear, because I think clarity brings unity. We're in a phase right now in denominational life where we're having a hard time defining certain words, and the clearer we can be, the more unified we will be moving forward. Thinking about y'all's breakout in particular, you said a minute ago that it's, that partnership sounds like a great thing, but in reality, there's some churches, I think, they're trying to embark upon revitalization on their own. They think they can do it by themselves. They don't need a lot of help. So how important is the partnership piece of that equation?
Yeah. For us, it was crucial. I don't know about in every situation, but for us, that is what I believe the Lord used to make it work. That there were people that were willing to come from one church and go to another church, and that the people at that other church were willing to trust the people that were coming, and merge together with them into one body, and there wasn't any kind of infighting or
Hmm.
bitterness or anything like that.
Right.
So I think that at least the way that the church is now, I can't picture that existing without some form of godly, gracious partnership where expectations were communicated, and the one crowd wasn't trampled over as the opinions of the other crowd came out, but instead they were working together, considering how to revitalize together.
Right. And I think it's important to note, and correct me if I'm wrong, partnership doesn't mean you become a clone of
Right.
the healthier church. You guys, Redeemer is its own unique church, autonomous church body, in partnership with Emmanuel, but also unique from Emmanuel, right?
Yeah, totally. And that was one of that's one of the things that Tom Baber is going to talk about at the panel. Is one of the key essentials was setting up a good leadership structure for an autonomous church. The
Right.
point of partnering together is not to have Emmanuel as the church that's helping, is not to have them just start to make all the decisions for Redeemer. The point is to help equip Redeemer to have the leadership and the ability to make decisions for themselves and move forward.
Right. What we want is self-sustaining, self-governing, self-propagating churches that are healthy moving forward. Well,
Yeah.
last question. What might be one thing you hope that let's say someone's coming to this, from one of our other sister churches, just maybe one thing you hope that another person coming to the session would be blessed with?
I'd hope that this session would remove some of the fear as an obstacle to partnering with another church. And I think you have fears on both sides. You have on the side of the church that's being helped, you have the fear of, we're just going to be trampled over. This is just them trying to take territory. They're just trying to make a clone of their church. On the other side, you have the larger church fearing this is going to be a waste of our time. This is not going to go anywhere. We're going to send away money and resources and time, and it's going to be for no reason. I think both of those sides, those are real fears and justified fears. And so what I would hope is that you don't see those things and say, well, then we never do that because of those fears. But instead, you see those things and say, okay, yeah, I recognize those now. How do we plan for those? How do we overcome those? How do we work together as two churches to avoid both of those pitfalls?
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about all of our breakouts, but this in particular has been part of the vision of our network, is to see churches partnering together, collaborating together, really viewing their sister churches as part of their mission field, because we want to see 69 and growing healthy churches in our network. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you being on this little call for us, and look forward to seeing you in October.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.